He's a megalomaniac, he's a narcissistic sociopath, and we're going to see just more abuses of power. And the question is, when does it stop?
Pathological liar and a sociopath. This is par for the course for Donald Trump, just as his lies about the supposedly stolen election in 2020 were grosse Lüge. And this is what he does, and it's why he is a cancer on American public life that must be removed once and for all.
Donald Trump isn't just a liar, there's something wrong with him. George Conway doesn't hold back. This isn't normal political behavior. This is someone who lies because he has to, even when it hurts people. And it's not just a personal issue, it's dangerous for the country. If we don't deal with it, things will only get worse. But Conway isn't done. What he says next shows how deep Trump's damage really goes.
Well, there is no new Donald Trump. The Donald Trump that you see today is the same Donald Trump that people who have been watching him closely for years, and who I unfortunately had to watch over the last several years. It's the same Donald Trump. He is, as Judge Kaplan, the presiding judge in this case, said, he's somebody who can't control himself. And he can't control himself because he's a deeply disturbed, a deeply morally bereft human being who has no conscience, has no morality, has no empathy, has no remorse.
People keep hoping Trump will grow up or change. George Conway says that's never going to happen. He's watched Trump for years, and what he sees is a man with no guilt, no empathy, and no control. Trump doesn't plan, he reacts. And that makes him dangerous because there's nothing holding him back. Next, Conway reveals how Trump sees the world, and it's worse than you think.
I think everybody overthinks this guy. There's no strategy. There is no thought. And the brand is just him. He lives in this world where there's just him. Okay?
But it's not just him, George. It's a hell of a lot of people out there who've gotten sucked up into this thing and that are perpetuating
I agree with
that brand.
I'm talking about in his mind.
Okay.
None of us matter. Those people don't matter. They're not real people. He doesn't care what happens to them. If they show him adulation and they do what his bidding, that's good. If they don't do his bidding, he will destroy them. He will discard them. None of us, in his mind, okay, he's someone, as a man with no empathy, a man with no conscience. It's just him.
Trump doesn't care about his supporters. He doesn't care about his own people. Conway says, in Trump's world, only one person matters. Trump. If you praise him, he keeps you close. If not, you're nothing. It's not about leadership. It's about control. And sadly, a lot of people still don't see that. But what Conway says next proves this isn't just selfish. It's something much darker.
What Donald Trump has done here. I mean, he's a pathological liar. He lies about everything. Look, it is true. He has all the tendencies of an authoritarian. He's a narcissistic sociopath. All of your cult leaders and fascist type leaders are of that same psychological bent.
Trump doesn't just like power. He wants to crush anyone who challenges him. Conway explains that Trump doesn't admire dictators because they're strong. He admires them because they answer to no one. That's what he wants. Total control, no rules, and no one to stop him. Next, Conway shows just how far Trump has already taken that kind of thinking.
But he is a fascist. He cannot help but be a fascist. His personality disorders make him a fascist. He does not care about anyone else. He does not care about the rule of law. He does not care about justice. He does not care about right and wrong. He's a criminal. He's a convicted criminal, 34 counts.
Trump isn't acting like a criminal. He is one. 34 felony convictions. But Conway digs into why that doesn't slow him down. Trump's spent his whole life breaking rules and getting away with it. Now that it's finally catching up to him, he still acts like he's untouchable. But the truth is, the cracks are showing.
He can't help himself but emotionally react to things. One of the things that he's a narcissistic sociopath. That's the thing everyone has to kind of get used to. It's the reason why You cannot normalize him. You cannot treat him like a normal human being because he's not. He is unwell. And that's why he can't follow. He's not going to be able to follow his lawyer's directions. That's why, he played right into the plaintiff's hands in the E. Jean Carroll case. They're trying to show basically he's a jerk. And what does he do? He acts like a jerk right in front of the jury. He shows disrespect for the jury. And the fact of the matter is, he's saying, "Oh, none of this ever happened." Well, okay, where's your testimony?
Even in court, Trump couldn't keep quiet. He blew up his own case. Conway says this is who Trump really is: loud, reckless, and totally focused on himself. He doesn't listen to advice, even when his freedom's on the line. That's not strength, that's weakness, and it's why he's so dangerous. But the next part isn't about Trump. It's about the people who let him get away with it.
Point out his mental disorders. Second is to explain why his mental disorders are dangerous for the country. Third is to get the media to talk about it, because I think the failure to talk about the fact that he is mentally disordered, and every psychiatrist you ever talk to or psychologist will tell you that behind closed doors, has normalized him. We are just, he said a lot of insane things before yesterday.
Conway calls out the people who stayed quiet: the media, the insiders. They all knew something was wrong, but no one wanted to say it. Psychologists were warning us. Conway was warning us. But instead of listening, we laughed it off. That silence helped Trump keep going. Now Conway breaks that silence wide open, and what he reveals next is shocking.
It really just goes to the complete lack of shame about people who want to defend Donald Trump no matter what. And this is something where, the fire is coming, the call is coming from inside the house. This man, Donald Trump, has revealed himself not to want these files to see the light of day. Now, he's not a generous person. He's not a person who's empathetic and wants to help other people for the sake of helping other people. The only reason why he wants to do this is to help himself. He knows what's in those files, and he obviously has some concern about it.
Here's the truth Conway finally says out loud. Trump hides the truth not to protect others, but to protect himself. He doesn't want files exposed because they might prove everything. Conway shows that even Trump's own people are starting to back away. He's losing control, and when that happens, things get dangerous fast. Because Trump never steps down, when he's cornered, he tries to burn it all down.
He's thoroughly capable of doing it. He's a moral maggot who has absolutely no capacity for shame or empathy or remorse. All he cares about is what he thinks will get him to the next day.
There's no nicer way to say it. Conway calls Trump exactly what he is: a moral maggot. A man with no shame, no empathy, and no conscience. That's not an insult, it's a warning. You can't guilt him, you can't pressure him to do the right thing. Because in his mind, hurting others isn't wrong, it's just part of the game. And that's what makes him truly dangerous.